This is how Hollywood wants you to picture a hacker. Fingers breaking the sound barrier. 6 monitors, because why not, right? And that magical moment where you break into the Pentagon. And this is what reality actually looks like. You were about to discover a vulnerability. You were inspired, and then updating, restarting, configuring features, updating again, and there you are, hostage to your own computer. But hey, at least it automatically installed Candy Crush for you. Thanks a lot, Microsoft. Here's what nobody tells you. Real hackers don't hate Windows out of spite. It's not nerd tribalism. It's something way more technical. Windows isn't bad at what it does. It's terrible for what they need to do. Because Windows, my friend, was designed to fight against you. Imagine you need a house, but not just any house. A house you're going to use to store all your secrets, your passwords, your strategies, your, let's say, side projects. Now tell me, would you choose to live in a house where you KUNC the walls, where you don't know if there are hidden microphones, where the builder can walk in whenever they want? In Windows, you can't see the code. It's proprietary, closed, secret. You want to know how your operating system works? How cute! Good luck reading 500 pages of legal jargon that basically say, none of your business. And that, my friend, is the opposite of what a hacker needs. In cybersecurity, there's a sacred principle, zero trust. It means you don't trust anything you can't verify. Nothing, your coworker, verify your own code. Verify. And the operating system that runs literally everything you do. You think an elite hacker is just gonna trust Microsoft's word? Sure. Now look at Linux. Open code, open source. Every single line of code running on your computer is right there, naked, exposed, for anyone to audit. And you know what happens when millions of eyes can see your code? Bugs get found. Backdoors get exposed. Vulnerabilities get patched in hours, not months. The Linux kernel has over 1.7 million developers contributing. This isn't an operating system. This is an army of paranoid people who do you and trust anyone exactly how a hacker should be. And now the question no corporation wants to answer, what if there's a backdoor? A hidden backdoor in Windows? You'll never know. You can't see. It's faith. It's belief. It's suspicious. In Linux, if someone tries to hide something, the community finds out and exposes it publicly. That's why 96% of the world's servers run Linux. That's why critical infrastructure runs Linux. That's why elite hackers run Linux. But closed source is just the beginning. What Windows does with your data is disturbing. And we're going to see that right now. You're in your room, your private space, typing your thoughts, your plans, your 2 a.m. Google searches. But you're not alone. You never were. Windows is watching. This is called telemetry. Officially, it's to improve your experience. How thoughtful. In practice, Windows collects what you type, where you click, how long you stay on each window, which apps you use, when you use them, your unique advertising ID. Coordinate data? Oh, you thought the assistant was free? She's paid with your secrets? And all of this goes to Microsoft's cloud, and you can't fully turn it off. Try to disable it. Go ahead. Settings, privacy, turn everything off. Done. Great. Now find out that Microsoft has telemetry levels. The lowest level, basic, still collects data. You can't go to 0. Not on standard Windows. It's like asking someone to stop spying on you and them saying, okay, I'll spy less, thanks. Now think from the perspective of a real hacker, a pen tester, a security someone who needs to break into systems professionally. The first rule of OPSEC operational security is leave no traces. And you're going to use a system that literally reports your activities to you're going to run a network attack and let Cortana file a report to Microsoft. That'd be like a burglar signing their own crime. On Linux, you install what you want. You see what's running. Every process, every network connection, every data packet coming in and going out. There's no hidden telemetry. There's no experience improvement you didn't authorize. The system is yours, period. And that's why when a hacker needs discretion, they won't touch Windows with a 10-foot pole. But privacy is only part of the equation, because even if Windows were 100% private, it would still be a joke for hacking. And that has to do with the tools. Come with me. Want to install a tool on Windows? Good luck. First, navigate the minefield of fake download buttons. Second, avoid the 47 toolbars that want to move into your browser. Third, convince Windows Defender that you know what you're doing. NAP. It's a legitimate network scanning tool used by professionals, and Windows treats it like it's a virus. Thanks so much for the protection I didn't ask for. On Linux, one line, one command, sudo apt install. And not just one program, you can install dozens of tools in a single line. NAP, Wireshark, Metasploit, Nikto, Hydra, all official repositories, verified code, no malware, no toolbar, no, next, I agree. Finish. It's like the difference between assembling a weapon piece by piece in the dark and summoning a complete arsenal with a spell. And if you want the full package, Kali Linux. The distro designed specifically for ethical hacking and 600 tools. Pre-installed, organized, ready to go. Vulnerability analysis, it's their wireless attacks. It's their password cracking, digital forensics, reverse engineering. It's all there. Installing the equivalent on Windows would take weeks, and half of it wouldn't work, right? Kali is a surgical scalpel. Windows is a wooden spoon. GUI, graphical user interface. Pretty friendly. Slow CLI command line interface. Intimidating. Brutal and efficient. In the time it takes a Windows user to click Options Advanced. Confirm. Are you sure? Really sure. The Linux user has already scanned the entire network, identified vulnerabilities, and is sipping coffee. Hackers work under pressure. Time matters. And the terminal doesn't waste time with fluff. You're an administrator on your Windows. How cute! Here's the dirty secret. The administrator in Windows is a courtesy, an illusion of power. Above you, there's trusted installer. Above that, there's system itself. There are permission layers you don't control. Windows decides what you can and can't do with your own machine. You paid for the hardware. You paid for the system. And it says, no, you can't touch this. Excuse me. On Linux, there's root. The root. The god of the system. When you're root, you're literally omnipotent. Want to access the kernel? Go for it. Want to modify Wi-Fi drivers at the lowest level? Dive deep. Want to destroy the entire system with one command? You can. Linux lets you. Because Linux respects that you know what you're doing. Windows treats you like a child. Linux treats you like an adult. Real example. Wi-Fi network analysis. A hacker needs to put their network card in monitor mode, capture packets that are UNT even meant for them. On Linux, one command. Most cards support it natively. On Windows, good luck. Windows blocks direct hardware access. Drivers need to be signed by Microsoft, and even the ones that exist are unstable. This isn't accidental design. It's an intentional prison. Windows doesn't want you to have control, and hackers need absolute control. So that's it. Windows is garbage, and Linux is perfect. It's not that simple. Look, Windows dominates in gaming. Incompatibility with commercial software in the Office suite. For most users, Windows works. But for cybersecurity, for ethical hacking, for any job that requires transparency, privacy, and absolute control, there's no competition. It's Linux. Period. At the end of the day, it's not about fanboy. It's not about operating system wars. It's about using the right tool for the right job. You don't use a spoon to cut steak. You don't take a race car to the grocery store. And if you want to enter the world of digital security, you need to speak the language that world speaks. You need to master the tools that world uses. And those tools were made for Linux. And you, watching this, want to try it out? You don't need to format your computer. You don't need to abandon Windows. Download VirtualBox. It's free. Download an Ubuntu or Kali Linux ISO. Create a virtual machine and play around. Break stuff. Reinstall. Break it again. That's how you learn. Every elite hacker you admire had a first day where they didn't know the difference between CD and LS. The difference between you and them. They started, and you, when are you going to start? Now look, if you're really serious about this, and I mean actually serious, I put together something that would VA saved me months of frustration when I started. It's called the Hacker's Blueprint. It SA3IN1 Beginner S bundle that covers exactly what we talked about today. Python scripting for building your own tools. Linux terminal mastery so you actually control your machine. And active reconnaissance. The real first step of any security operation. No fluff, no scattered tutorials, just a clear roadmap from zero to dangerous. Links in the description if you want to check it out. If this video made you think differently, smash that like button. If you want more No BS cybersecurity content, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell I post every week. And drop a comment below. What's going to be your first distro Ubuntu Kali? Arch, for those who like to suffer. I'm Tech Connection, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep your logs clean.